is new. Because in the past, fiberglass used to be a material, and then you would put one layer of fiberglass, something on top, another layer of fiberglass, something on top, another layer of fiberglass, something on top. And also the fiberglass material was not really flexible, so it was difficult to embed the fiberglass and then cover it with gel. Now at Alessandro, and through fiber, we managed to crush the fiberglass particles in such a fine structure that it becomes a gel. So it's a two-in-one. You don't have two products anymore working a layering, but you do have a gel texture, a gel viscosity, because we have managed to basically crush down the fiberglass into particles which can be mixed into a gel base. And that is why we called it fiber. Fiber is a brush-on technique. This means that here we can work flat nails, which also in many of our international markets is something that clients require. They do not want to have a C-curve anymore. They basically want to have very flat nails. This you can do with fiber. It's very easy as well. You just have to work layer for layer for layer. It's not enough to only work in a thin layer. It will not hold. But if you do 2 to 3 layers, one on top of the other, you will have a perfect and easy result with fiber. This is of course nothing complicated, and when we say nothing complicated, you should always know it goes exactly on the same type of nails. No complicated nails, no nail biter nails, but also no stiletto nails with it. Just the regular, normal person like you and me out there. They are perfect for fiber. And let me give you a tip of my own for your clients. If you do have clients that are working with regular clients coming back, which usually those are the nail salons that tell you, my agenda is fully booked and I have one refill after the other. This means that they do not have any new clients anymore, but they have clients to whom they have worked gel, and those clients just come for refills again and again. So they know their clients. In those clients, you always have 2 specialists. The ones that come back after 4 weeks and the nails have just beautifully grown out. There is nothing lifted, everything's perfect, you just have to shorten, buff, and then refill, or those who have liftings. For those who are uncomplicated, and there is nothing which went wrong in those 4 weeks, just the natural nail grew, fiber is perfectly suitable also for a refill. Because basically you only shorten, buff, and you can refill with this. You don't need a sculpting gel for it. Why would you take this as a tip? Because it makes a refill possible in 30 minutes. Of course, if you have the problematic clients with the little edges which broke, with little liftings, with corner missing, you go on your regular sculpting gel choice, which can be FX1 or Soft Coat or Champion's Choice. But for uncomplicated refills, just choose fiber, because time is money and quick can make more refills, for example. It's also my favorite if we have complete beginners who are afraid of learning the sculpting because it is so complicated and because it takes hours to sculpt a beautiful nail. They would get hope with fiber, because you just brush on layer for layer for layer. And also you could use it, for example, for those state schools that you have in your markets. So for example, they get to learn Alessandro and the famous German quality with a very nice and easy system. And then when they do this well, they can choose to go to another step and work with FX1 or any other range. Okay, good. I know that I'm going quick. Just take the time, listen to what we say about our gel ranges, and if there are questions, don't forget there is a whole department there to support you, and we're happy if you have questions. You can email us, you can text us, you can call me, we're happy about it. Now, let's check, what do we still have? By the way, something that I could also explain. We have 2 bonding agents. You remember I told you always there is a bonding agent per series. Here you would have the ultimate bond going along with the FX1, but then there is this little specialist, which is Of course, my favorite, and I know that I say that something is my favorite 100 times per training, but what can I do? I'm just in love with this brand for 13 years now, so this is my favorite. It's my favorite bonding agent because it's my Ultimate Bond Plus, which means that it has a slightly acidic content, but that is needed if you have problematic nails. For example, if you have someone who has very oily nails, believe me out there, nothing will hold. So this will guarantee that your product holds best. And with this, I can do 300 clients, although it only has 5 ml, because you basically need very, very few. You just massage it into the natural nail, and it will enable any gel to hold best. Also, if you don't want to sell within a system, this is also a question that I get very often during my trainings. Can we combine products freely? Can we use another bonding agent, for example, with another kind of range? Yes, you can, because all of it is Alessandro. So as long as you use a bonding agent by Alessandro in combination with other products by Alessandro, it will definitely hold. So you can develop your favorites. It's just that if you start with a client and sell a series, stay within the series. Okay. Then we have a lot of Frenches. A lot of Frenches. With what do we start? We'll start, as always, with my favorite. We will start with a French repair gel. Isn't it beautiful with Alessandro? You have everything specified. You have specified that this is a gel that polymerizes in UV and LED. You have specified on it what it can do. It can repair. You have the shade specified on it and the fact that we are acid-free, so a healthy choice for your clients. Okay, so why do I still need to teach it? That's what I also wonder sometimes. Okay, good. What can we say about this gel? We can say that it is milky because if it is meant to repair something, probably we mean to repair a little corner that has broken. And a corner is always placed at the very free edge of our natural nail, which is the front. And by nature, since when we are born, our little free edge is slightly milky. So this is meant to have this color in order to imitate best our natural appearance in our natural nails. So with this, you can, for example, wonderfully sculpt on a paper form, repair little corners, or, for example, you can even create a shaded complete nail. You can extend on a paper form with it, and it is my guarantee if you have those classic questions about rolling nails. Yeah, when the tunnel of the natural nail is so curvy that the gel is basically never holding at the edges, then you can seal the natural nail edges with this repair gel. It's a multi-talent into guaranteeing that anything holds and it will never open from the very front. And then we go to the milky white. Milky white is a more natural tone, and I always try to compare it, but then it's a wrong decision because in trainings I see that the associations from country to country are very different. I always try to associate it with the color of a hen egg. Don't laugh, okay? Because it's a natural white. It's if you don't want to have that Tipex white, if you just say, yeah, I want to have gel nails and I want it to have a slight French touch, but not too exaggerated, then you would take the milky white. It's not even very whitish. It's rather, eggshell for me. But then, always when I do say this in training, so maybe you shouldn't copy it, I have the most interesting descriptions of what colors eggs have in different countries. Okay, if you want the perfect gel to make a baby boomer, then also let me show you what I like there. I like the French Perfect Nature. Now, French Perfect nature because it's natural, and natural gives almost, as you can see here at the very edge of my brush, almost a bluish touch. So yes, it's milky, but almost, just check it out here where it ends, almost bluish. So when you do a baby boomer, the big art is to get a nice transition in between milky and rosé. And this is nice because a rosé is also a quite cold color, so it will give a bluish touch as well. So here you have bluish on bluish, and it will be a perfect touch. And now we come to our Tip X whites. Tip X whites are available from Alessandro in 2 consistencies. You remember? Too many choices. So, to whom do I give what? Well, depends on how they want to work. Both of them are Tip X white. Both of them are the strongest white you can have, okay? For very clear French, with a very clear smile line. But then you have the thick white, as I call it, which can be almost modulated on the natural smile line. This usually nail stylists, it's not a rule, but usually nail stylists would use this one with a stick and under the modelage gel, and then you have the French Perfect White thin texture, which, as the name says, it's the thinnest Tip X white, and the thinnest Tip X white is something that you can also create with a brush in such a way that there is, for example, no, let's say, no shade in it. Yeah, you can work it with a brush and there is no stare. If you feel with a finger over it, you will not have a clear denivellation in there, but it will be flat. That's why it's thin. While speaking about thin, I need, you noticed when I speak about Tip X white, I didn't mention my favorite yet. Did you notice? Because my favorite, I haven't introduced it yet to you, because it's the champion's choice. Oh my God, this is so white that it might break your neck while working it. That's why it's only something for the expertise around there. Look at this white. I mean, for those out there saying, yeah, but Alessandro could have whiter ones. Whiter than this? Really? This is something I can see all the way from Germany. This is clear white. It's whiter than white. And also here we have 2 different consistencies. The one is very, very thin, should be applied with the brush. The other one, it's very, very pasty, really thick, but still very white. It's perfect if you want to do French in combination with a nail bed extension. This is both part of the Champion's Choice system. And both of them are really the whitest Alessandro can get. You cannot have a whiter French than that in our brand. Having spoken about the Frenches, I should maybe mention the camouflages. We have a lot of camouflage choices, and I'm being asked what is the difference in between these camouflage and wait a second, the FX1 camouflage. Good. Very simple to explain. Here you have different shades. Supposedly, you again teach your clients that they are beauty doctors and they need to be able to make a diagnosis upon which shade fits the skin tone best. So you do have a nature rosa, for example, which is the most natural type of camouflage. You do have a soft beige, you have a soft rose, you have a nude dark one, but in general you have so many alternatives because they are meant to go along with the diagnosis you make according to the skin type. You know, it's just like in makeup. There are so many different makeup shades. There are makeup shades that go for dark skin, for rosy tinted skin, beige tinted skin. It's the same when you are working on nails. This is just a makeup of your natural nail, while FX1 is a clear sculpting gel. You can work and construct and sculpt a nail only with FX1. You cannot work these ones in a thick or in a sculpted curvy modelage because they wouldn't polymerize. The pigmentation in them is too strong, so you cannot, you can just use them in between a sculpting gel, actually a bonding agent and a sculpting gel. So you would first put the bonding agent, then choose the proper makeup for your nail, and then do the sculpting over it. While here you can sculpt with FX1 Camouflage. But in FX1 Camouflage, you only have one shade of camouflage. Still, you can construct a nail as big as the Empire State Building if you want. Okay, that's the big, here you have the Empire State Building, here you just have a makeup, okay? That's the biggest difference in between the camouflage gels. Speaking of camouflage, we could also speak about our new FX1 non-sticky color and gloss. So for example, if we do choose to make a sculpting with FX1, what could be the best option? Let's say we choose the clear one, clear rose. You have made your sculpting, your gel nail is ready, so you choose to apply a color. And here you can choose one of our newest technology color gels, which is the FX1 one-step color and gloss. One step because coverage is being guaranteed in one step. Only if you want the color intensity to be even more, you go for 2 layers. And the nice thing is that this is a 2-in-1. You have basically the color and the sealing and the gloss and the protection integrated in one bottle. I think that was just a dream come true right now, because you don't need to use the cleaner anymore, you don't need to wipe it off anymore, you don't even need to seal it anymore. But let's say in your countries you haven't introduced yet the FX1 color and gloss. So you would still need to seal your modelage somehow. And even here we have the newest alternative. We have the basic, let's say the classic way of sealing our modelage, which is a classic top gloss. The top gloss for all of these years exists in different shades, in transparent, in milky, in rose. Then you have the FX1 Shine, which is also a classic top gloss in transparent. And then you have the latest technology, which is the FX1 non-sticky. And the non-sticky involves that there is no inhibition layer to clean with a cleaner after your whole work has finished. So let's say that you are at the final step. You know that now you need to guarantee the strongest shining to your modelage. You choose the FX1 non-sticky because it's the latest from Alessandro. Which options do you have? You have a clear one, especially a favorite not only when you're working with a color, but equally when you are working with nail art. Or you can go for a natural alternative and do milky or rosé shaded glosses. But even for milky and rosé, you can choose a milky one if you have a rather reddish, or you can choose, for example, a rose one if you have a rather yellowish nail. Or you can play with both if you want to use a baby boomer effect. You could combine milky at the front, rosé towards the end of the nail in order to have a baby boomer effect. So with a clear, just to explain it once more, there is no inhibition layer. I always advise after polymerization, please take round about 1 minute after polymerization has finished. Before applying, for example, a cuticle oil or a mango serum for treatment, because when this process is happening and the inhibition layer is basically non-existent, it takes a little bit to, just to put it into basic words, to cool down. Yeah, so it needs approximately 1 minute after polymerization has finished until you can treat those nails. Okay, so I know that we went quite fast through all of this information. We are really open to get any type of questions from your side. Let us know what is interesting you most. This was not a training. This is just the basic information for you as our partners, so you can make a little bit of a differentiation also inside your warehouses where you have different systems, and you can really go into your markets, analyze what kind of nail stylists you have out there, and understand the big advantage of having so many choices. Because just as different as the choices in gels are with Alessandro, just as different are also your clients out there in the markets, and you should be able to offer to everyone their favorites. In any case of questions, please just contact us. Our team is there to answer. And yeah, I think I need a glass of water now because I've spoken quite a lot. Take care, my friends.